Food often travels great distances to reach grocery stores and supermarkets.
We're a lot of people. We have to grow a lot of food, and we have to do it in a way that humans doesn't get damaged in the process.
Every year, 14% of the world's food is lost during the journey from harvest to retail.
Right now, we waste a lot of food. There's a lot of spoilage that happens, a lot of food gets just thrown away.
With worldwide demand for food growing exponentially, how can technology help us mitigate waste? Digi-Key presents Farm Different, powered by Chemet, SD Microelectronics and Supplyframe, a series where we explore how technology is monitoring food production both on the farm and across the supply chain. In this episode, we explore how food moves from the farm to your dinner table and the journey in between, learning how leading ag tech companies are battling excess waste. Our first takes us to Barcelona, where we stop at the Fab Lab and talk with Victor Barberan Soler, an electrical engineer currently working on the ROMI project, a robotic solution for microfarms.
ROMI is intended to be a project to create tools for farmers, but also for scientists, because we believe that these two parts of agriculture should be more close to each other in a way to understanding plants, understanding how plants evolve, how we can manage plants from a scientific point of view can benefit a lot farmers. I don't think this is a short process. I think it's going to be a long process, but as any open source or free hardware process, it's a process that's built by the people that work on it. And I think it depends more on how we manage to relate with people, not with technology. If people get ownership of technology and makes them their own, then I think in 10, 20 years, we are going to be in a good place. We try to tackle both of these aspects, trying to empower agriculture more close to people and more close to organic models and polycrops and stuff that makes less damage to environment than industrial agriculture. And farmers can also help a lot scientists to provide data to understand the crops with a more traditional point of view that has a lot of knowledge in it. That's not only a technical point of view.
Next, we travel back to the United States to visit Airgain in Minneapolis to learn more about how the company is delivering IoT technologies that allow for real-time asset tracking and valuable insights that benefit every aspect of the agriculture industry.
We waste a lot of food. There's a lot of spoilage that happens, a lot of food gets just thrown away. And in our society, it's going to become very important to know where that shipment is, what condition it's in, even tamper-proof locks, to make sure that it gets to its destination. I think those things are going to become really important in the next few years here. With the Bluetooth receivers, this can operate as a gateway for multiple devices inside of the load. And this actually has a 14-year battery life and goes right in between the slats on a pallet. So this is our lab. We have an antibiotic chamber where we can do testing with antennas, receive and transmit, and be able to look at products to determine how the characteristics of the signal coming off of the product is going to work in a real-world environment like cell towers. A lot of them are using the asset trackers, again, for location, temperature, humidity, kind of the variables around the environment. Others are using the NimbeLink modems mainly because they don't have the ability or don't want to go through the carrier certification process. So one of the keys behind that NimbeLink modem product is that it is end device certified on carrier networks. So Verizon, AT&T, those type of networks are already, our devices are already end device certified, and so they don't have to go and talk to the carriers to figure out how to put that type of solution together. They can choose our product, integrate it with a sensor, an application processor, our modem, and their cloud service, and be up and running very fast.
To develop new forms of agriculture technology, Digi-Key partners with companies like SD Microelectronics to create prototypes that bridge the gap between technology and today's modern farms.
Being an engineer myself, when you read a data sheet or an app note, you would want to try out the design very quickly. So the first place you would reach out to is a place like Digi-Key, which can supply the parts very quickly. So for customers that reaches out to Digi-Key, they can be the first step on interfacing with the customers to provide some engineering reference designs. The microcontroller capabilities and GNSS capabilities are evolving, and with increased position calculations being available, that will open up new possibilities that probably haven't been discovered yet.
The main goal in this case is sustainability. Smaller farms tend to be a lot more productive than big industrial farms when they are well managed. If you have a lot of people working decently in agriculture, the quality of life of all that people is a lot better than if you have a few people working in industrial farming.
If we can reduce waste by a couple percentage points, we can feed millions of people that couldn't get fed otherwise. There's a big use case for taking food that is not spoiled yet, but close to its expiration date, and putting that in places where people are hungry and they need food, and look at that supply chain, look at the logistics behind it, and being able to provide that food to those people. That's mission critical, I think, for me and for us as a society going forward.
In the ongoing battle against world hunger, food waste is perhaps one of the most impactful ways to make a difference. Technology from today's leading ag tech companies is paving the way forward towards a smarter, more efficient, more capable food supply chain. To farm better, we must farm different.